Hey guys! So I'm super casual today. Today was an office day, so pretty sure I did not leave my house except to go work out. And I haven't had time to shower yet. So fun times. And you have to excuse it if you hear like any yelling from my husband. He is in the office right next door and is like doing some kind of computer gamey like streaming thing. I don't even know. So we're both making videos. Hooray. I'm going to give a couple minutes for everybody to get on and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. I want to remind you guys of a couple dates just to jot down. If you were at the St. Pete meeting, you already got these dates, but I just want to give them to you again. And then there's a couple new ones that I've added as well. So tonight at midnight is like the last time that you can register your customers for the Preferred Customer Program, the PCP program. And so what that means, if you don't know, is that means that the company will automatically send the selected customers that you have pre-selected a lookbook. That is the newest lookbook coming out. So it's going to be all of the holiday stuff. It's super, super smart. Like if you don't do Preferred Customer Program like on the regular, first of all, you should be. They say 41% of the people that get the lookbooks turn around and order because of having that lookbook sent to them. But it only costs 70 cents to send from the company, whereas if you were to put a stamp on it and send it yourself, I think it costs like $1.37 or something like that. But this is the best book to send to people because it's right before the holidays. So what I always do is I send my customers, I send them if they have purchased $75 or more in product from me. And when I was first starting out, I sent it to everybody. But now I do it if they've spent $75 or more. And then we get an email notification when the lookbooks have gone out. And so then what I do is I follow up with each person that I sent them to. And there's a report that you can print out on InTouch, so you don't even have to remember who you sent them to or anything. And then there's a script that is on InTouch and everything. I just literally follow that script and see if they received the lookbook, see if they wanted to order anything new or try anything out. If they didn't want to order anything, my goal is to try and get myself in front of them again. So book them for like a holiday glamour look or whatever. This time around, I've been trying to get them to try the new chemical peel. So it's super easy to do and a really good way of getting your name back out in front of the customers, getting the products back out in front of the customers, and then also potentially getting those orders coming in and being able to be in front of them again by doing a new custom look. And if you're developing your hostesses, it's a great way to get your preferred hostesses to hold another party for you and all of that good stuff. Also, today is the last day to register for the Master Consultant Training with our National Sales Director, Brittany Capps. And it's only $20. You're going to get a big book, spiral bound. This thing you don't want to miss. It's the next, not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, and then the next 2 Wednesdays after that from 8 to 10. We are having a hub in St. Pete. I know Spring Hill is planning on having a hub as well. And if you are not in those 2 areas and still want the video, then you can get the link from me. Just register tonight, no matter what. If you want to be a part of it, do it tonight. I'll send you the book. Right now we have Alyssa, Nicole, Jennifer, Sarah, Rose, and myself all registered. So I'm super excited about that. When I did Pacesetters last time around, that's what got me into DIQ. So I am super excited to do it again. It's a fun, challenging type of experience. We get points for doing like pretty much everything from working out to calling customers to holding a party. And so those points you accrue over the course of the 3 weeks. And at the end, the top 3 directors and top 3 consultants that have the most points, she usually raffles off something awesome like a Kate Spade handbag or something like that. So if you love challenges, if you love competing and you like to win, this is the perfect opportunity for you. And you're going to learn some awesome stuff that'll really help your business along the way, especially coming now into the holiday season. Also, September 9th, it's a Friday, we're going to have our very first winner's dinner. If you've gone to Brandy's winner's dinner from the super unit and the swag unit, it's super fun. We all get together and I provide you the meal. And so we're going to be doing them at my house. And if anybody wants to host one like in the future, just let me know and maybe we can kind of rotate around. That's totally fine. But I want the winner's dinner to be open to our friend or like us, obviously as consultants, but then also our family. So not kids, I'm sorry, I have cats and I don't have kids, so I don't know how they would handle being with children. But if you and your husband, fiance, boyfriend, significant other, whatever, if you guys both want to come, that's totally fine. Right now, so far, we have Sarah, who is qualified, and myself, so it's going to be like the 4 of us. Justin will be here too. And in order to get a chance to, or an invite to come to winner's dinner, it's a $400 wholesale order or more. So if you have sold anything this month and have not placed your wholesale order to reorder, you still have plenty of time to do that. A couple of you are only a little bit away from that 400 wholesale order to be able to join us for winner's dinner. It's going to be super fun, and I want everybody to be able to be there and hang out with us. So if you get that order in the next 2 days, you will be able to join us as well. So mark your calendar for September 9th for that. And then we have September 10th and 11th. That is the Super Unit and Spark Unit overnight beach trip that Nicole has put on. And so myself, Maria, and Jennifer earned that. So don't forget, keep that in your books. I believe Nicole said that we're planning on doing a dinner and then hang out on the beach, whatever, who knows what we'll do for the rest of the night, then wake up, lay out by the beach and everything. And then whenever you want to come and go, you can. If you've got parties booked on that next day, then obviously you would just leave to be ready for your party. And then we have Friday, September 16th. So Friday, September 16th is the day after the last day of the star quarter. So our star quarters go from the 16th of the month to the 15th of the month. So this is our first star quarter ending September 15th. And if you have placed an 1,800 wholesale order or more and you become a star consultant in that quarter, then you got an invite to come with us to the star party. And this time it's going to be at the Melting Pot, and we are going to be doing dessert. And so the dessert at the Melting Pot, I believe, is like anywhere between $8 and $10. So if you are a star, you get the invite, and if you are a if you are a diamond star, then your meal is paid for. So myself, Jennifer, and Sarah so far have earned the star party invite. And Jennifer, you are only $597 away from having your meal paid for. And Nicole Wassmer, you are not too far behind to earn that invite. You're only a little over $700 away. So there's still plenty of time to hold some parties, sell some product, and get those orders in so that way you can be a star and join us as well. And anybody else who wants to join, there's plenty of time. This weekend alone, I sold $1,400. That doesn't even include my week sales or my sales that I've gotten from reorders. So in one weekend, if I didn't want to take a profit and wanted to put all of that into my business, I could have and would almost be a star. So that's totally up to you. All you have to do is work your business. if you have the mindset to be a star this quarter and you haven't hit that yet, then you certainly can. And then also September 17th, that is the Saturday Sizzle at our studio in St. Petersburg. And so that one's going to be from 9:30, I wrote PM in my notes, 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that is all about game day looks. So it's going to be super casual. You can come in your game day jersey or shirt, or even just game day colors. Like if you have a favorite sports team, just wear your favorite color. And then we're going to be doing, I believe we're doing silver and blue for the Rays. We're doing whatever the Bucks colors are. I don't even know. Red and gold? I don't know. Maybe it's green and gold for USF. I don't remember exactly, but we're going to do 2 looks to choose from. And then if that is not like their preferred team and they want to see what other looks are for other teams that they like, we're going to have those looks ready for them, but we're not actually going to be demoing them. So you definitely want to make sure you're there. Bring guests. Every single time we have guests at Saturday Sizzle, someone walks away with a new team member. So super important. Also, if you don't have guests and you still want to come, you are more than welcome to, and you're going to get some awesome training as well. Okay, so last week at our Monday message, we started a new thing where everyone is going to, I'm going to give out some kind of question, some kind of response at the end, and then whenever you do respond to me, you have till noon the next day, and your name is going to go in for a drawing to earn a prize. And so this week's Google Hangout winner from being on and responding to me last week is Catherine Waymeyer. So Catherine, you are going to get a training CD from me. It's not me, it's going to be a national. And so I will be popping that in the mail either tomorrow or Wednesday for you. So congratulations. Also, I wanted to give shout outs for our monthly sort of promotions that we're doing this month. So with the $100 days, so far, I have heard from Jennifer. She has 3 entries for the $100 days. Sarah Stanley has 6 entries for the $100 days, and then I have entries for the $100 days. So if you have sold any product at all this month and have not reached out to me and let me know, remember that counts for reorders, for facials, whatever. If you've hit $100 in a day, then let me know so that I can get you your entry for the end of the month. We have 2 days left. So what I will do is we'll do the first. I'll post either a Google Hangout video or I'll just post on Facebook who our winner is for that raffle for the $100 days. Also for the 100 shares, I have a shout out to, I know Nicole's been working on shares and Sarah's been working on shares as well as Jennifer. So right now we have 6 total out of the 100. We need to do 100 by October 31st in order to even consider raffling off the Kate Spade handbag. Also, your people get entered too for the Kate Spade handbags. So whenever we do this and you're looking for people, if you're wondering like how you can ask them if they'll do a share call or meet for coffee, if they're a 6 or higher on the interest scale, if you do that, 1 through 10, or if you do the letters A, B, and C, if they're a B, then you want to book them. And just let them know, hey, I'm in a challenge to share the opportunity in Mary Kay, and also we get entered for Kate Spade drawing. You'll get entered too. Is there any way that you would be okay with jumping on the phone for 15 minutes or meeting me and my director for coffee? That's all you have to ask to get them to do it. And I figured it out. If each one of us have 10 shares in a month, which that's like lowballing it. We should be having more than 10 shares in a month, especially if we want growth in our business and we want to move up the career ladder. But 10 a month with all of us, then we will hit that 100 in the next 2 months, no problem. So I'm diligently working on my shares. I want everybody else to be working on their shares too. It benefits you and your business and that commission that comes in from having those team members on your team, as well as moving up in the company if that's a desire of yours as well. And you help the unit grow also. So get those shares in. And the $100 bookings. So the 100 bookings for the month so far, Nicole Wassmer is in the lead with 5 total bookings this month. I don't know if you've had more, Nicole, or not, but let me know. I had you down for 5 so far. Catherine and Jennifer, I've had you down for 2 bookings each this month, and Sarah and Alyssa with 1 each. So if you guys have had more, if there's anybody that I'm missing, please reach out to me. I know it's been kind of hard to get into the habit of letting me know your wins and letting the group know your wins, but I really want to make sure that we're making an effort to do that. Also, starting next month's challenges, we're doing the same exact thing with the $100 days, the shares, and the bookings. Next month, I am going to have our website up. It's still under construction, so it's not completely done by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever, but the link for submitting your entries will be at least the one thing that's up and ready to go. So we're going to continue this month with just letting me know in a Vox or whatever, but then next month it'll be a little bit easier for you to just go on and submit whenever you get your bookings, whenever you have your $100 days, or whenever you get those shares. Obviously, I'll know when you're doing the shares because I'll be doing them with you. And I want to tell you guys all about the leadership challenge that we're doing. This is at the Pink Studio in St. Pete, but I wanted to let everybody else know what we're doing for these challenges so that way you can be a part of them too. And what we're doing is each week we're having some sort of challenge for the group, and when you complete that challenge by midnight Tuesday night, so it starts Wednesday and goes to Tuesday, you get to sit at the leadership table in St. Pete, and it's all decked out with New Orleans themed stuff because leadership this year will be in New Orleans, and DIQs as well as directors and higher get to attend. So my goal is to take at least two of you that are in DIQ with us to leadership. I know a lot of you have that as a desire to go, and so we're just trying to build that momentum, that excitement to get you there with these challenges. Now, if you are not in St. Pete and you want to do the challenges, you certainly can. I'll post them every Wednesday, and they go till Tuesday, the next Tuesday at midnight, and you'll get the same gift that we do at the St. Pete studio. So everybody that finishes the challenge, not only do they get to sit at the VIP table, but they are VIPs. So they get some kind of special treat or goodie or gift from me and Brandy. And so if you want to be a part of that, I'll just either send you the gifts or bring it up there, like in Spring Hill or out to Lakeland meeting whenever you guys are there. So the week 1 challenge was to get 50 leads. I didn't have anybody from our unit sitting at the table that week. Week 2 was to see 10 faces. We didn't have anybody sitting at the leadership table for that. Week 3 is 10 facial bags out. So I'm hoping that my ladies that go to the St. Pete meeting will be sitting at that leadership table, because whenever I think about it, okay, so like, generate 50 leads. If you've held some parties and you did referrals, maybe you were hoping to get the 50 leads and you didn't. So I could see where it kind of comes a little bit on like your circumstances with the parties that you're holding. But if you're putting all the lead generation just strictly on referrals, 50 leads is not that much to get. So I mean, yeah, you could have gone out and done 50 like warm chats, but that requires a whole lot more effort. But if you had multiple sources of leads, 50 leads would have been fine. Seeing 10 faces would be 2 really good parties with 5 people each. But let's say you scheduled and you held 3 and you were banking on those 3 parties giving you the 10 faces that you wanted. Well, if your last party was Sunday and you didn't hit 10 faces, I know if like I only needed 2 more or something like that, I would have like gone on my Facebook, I would have texted my friends, anybody that I knew, or tried to book another party between Monday and Tuesday to get those last faces in. I would have been like, look, girl, I need to come over. I'll bring a bottle of wine. Let me put this product on you so I can count you as a face. Would you try some new product for me? So we need to kind of have that, a little more of that desire and that craving to win, or not necessarily win, but like to complete a challenge, especially those of you who want to move up in the company. You really want to make sure that you're participating in the challenges as well as trying as hard as you can to complete them. And then now 10 facial bags. I mean, that I feel like as far as the first 3 challenges, I feel like that's the easiest one. That's the one that we're in the most control over. 10 facial bags, I can get out 15 facial bags in an hour. 10 facial bags, if it's your first time doing it, probably about an hour of your day to go out and put those out in places. And then what better way to set you up 2 weeks down the road, you're going to have leads to contact for bookings. So 10 facial bags minimum. If you want to be in your red jacket, 10 facial bags minimum is what you need. So you still have tomorrow as well as before the Wednesday night meeting. I used to do all my facial bag stuff between work and the meeting. So I know it can be done. You have plenty of time. I want to see some of us at that leadership table on Wednesday night. If you want to participate in that challenge for the facial bags and you are not at the St. Pete meeting on Wednesday night, just let me know by Tuesday at midnight. You have to take a picture of where your facial bag is, or just at least have the like address or plaza of where that bag was or is. And then also I wanted to let you guys know we are booking some restaurant promotions and events. I've already got two restaurants scheduled. I'm working on like 4 more. I've got 2 events scheduled as well for these next upcoming months. And I wanted to let you know, of course, we are putting them out to the people who were stars last quarter, as well as people who are current stars first. But then we're going to be opening them up to those leadership challenge achievers. So if you have participated in a leadership challenge and you have achieved at least a week so far in that leadership challenge, you are going to be able to be one of the ones that we go to first to open that up. Brandy and I's goal is to have restaurants booked and scheduled every single week, whether it's a Tuesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night, every week, and then just be able to kind of plug our consultants in wherever they want. And then when Brandy and I want to work, we'll go and work them too. So that's our goal with that, as well as events too. They're all day events. And so like, you know, some range anywhere between $75 to $200. And I don't want to give up an entire Saturday to spend lead generating because I also want to hold parties, and I'm sure that's the same way with you as well. And so what we're doing is we're breaking them up into like 2-hour chunks and dividing the cost. So it would only be on average between $20 and $30 a consultant to be able to get like tons and tons of names at these events. So stay in tune for those. And if you want to do them, great. If not, then that's fine. Just let me know if you're available when I ask you, and then we'll just pass them on. And so that actually leads right into what we're going to be talking about tonight. And tonight's going to be all about commitment. So when we think about igniting our business, it's great to set goals. It's great to have a plan, but we actually need to work that plan, right? And so last week we talked about creating and building those daily habits, and maybe not even daily, maybe they're weekly work habits for you that will then in turn lead you to the goals that you want. And by developing a plan of action helps you keep yourself on track towards those goals. So hopefully last week you did sit down and spend some time creating a weekly plan sheet. I am going to upload that file to the website, but I'm going to post it on our unit page as well in case you have not done that yet or know where to look to find that weekly plan sheet. But I'm going to post that on our Facebook page as well as have it on our unit page. And that includes the 6 most important things. So remember the 6 most important things. Usually you would do 6 important things for Mary Kay and 6 important things for personal. Now, I got a little overwhelmed with that because I am a high C, and if I'm told I have to have 6 things, I have to find 6 things to fill up those spots. And that to me gets kind of stressful, and I start making up things. And then when I have work till, you know, if I'm at school till 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, and then I have a party at 7, but I had to list 6 things, I couldn't handle it, and it was stressing me out that I wasn't completing them. So during the week when I was working full time, I did 4 most important things for Mary Kay and 4 most important things for my personal, my like life or whatever, whether that's clean the bathroom, cook dinner, go to the grocery store, whatever that was, take a shower, who knows, whatever you want to fill in there. But those things help keep you focused and keep you on track. And so on the weekends, I would do 6 most important things, but I couldn't handle that. Maybe you can, and that's great if you can get 6 things. But sometimes we have more than 6 things too. And I love, there was a national that said, you know what? You don't want to do more than 6 because then that becomes your dump list. So I have a dump list that I do every Sunday, and usually I continue to add to that dump list throughout the week as I kind of remember the millions of things that I need to do. And then when I make my 6 most important things list the night before, like literally going to bed, I pull up my dump list and I'm like, if there's anything I need to add to my 6 things, I pull from my dump list. And so that way you're not overwhelmed like I was, even just with 6 things. But when you finish those 6 things, you can go back to your dump list and you can add 6 more. It doesn't have to just be 6. And so I liked that freedom when I heard her say that, because I was like, oh yeah, I could just do 4, or maybe 3 is okay. And that's totally fine too. Whatever it is, just make sure you set that number, and you, whatever you're writing down that you're going to do, you're actually going to do it. And so sometimes for me, I would put things down and I would not do them. And I'd be like, oh, that's okay. Tomorrow is I'll just do them tomorrow. No big deal. But I've had to train myself to get out of that mindset and think, if I'm putting 6 things down, I'm putting 6 things down and I'm doing them. And, you know, if time runs out and I didn't get to that last thing, then that's 1 thing is okay to move over to the next day, but not like 5 because all I did was booking instead of the million of other things that I have to do. And so whenever you're writing your 6 most important things down, you don't want it to be call Sarah, call Susie, call Jamie, call whatever. Like, that is 1 important thing. So follow up with so-and-so, 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 and so-and-so about a share. That would be 1. Booking, that would be another. Like following up with all of my customers from the weekend, following up with my customer follow-up systems. Like, so yeah, it might take me like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, but that's what they mean by the 6 most important things list, not call Susie, call Sarah, call John, call whatever. So hopefully that helps kind of clarify the 6 most important things list for you. But then you want to make sure that you're actually following through. So I also shared with you guys at the end, kind of your feedback, and I had a lot of you comment to me what kind of consultant you are desiring to be, whether that's a growing consultant, like moving up the career path, or a part-time consultant where you just want to make extra money, whether that's part-time like 600 or more, or like half of that, which is, you know, a little bit smaller. If your desire is only to make a couple $100s, then great. Have the commitment to do that and do what you need to do each week to make a couple $100s. But I want to ask you, last week after you gave me that kind of goal, were you truly committed to doing what you need to do to be that type of consultant last week? And so whenever you're thinking about those daily commitments and daily choices, remember, are they bringing you closer to your goals and where you want to be in your life? Or are they delaying that kind of win in your life to reach that goal? or even not hindering you from ever getting that goal. And so that's what, when I heard that, I was on a call with, it was actually the directors, and we had another national speak. And this was a call that I probably needed to hear because I was struggling with going back to work or not. I kept telling myself, I need to. And I was scared. I was scared to quit my job. And I probably could have gone back and still been a director, and things would have been fine. And we would have been making small gains in growth and in our unit and things like that. But she said, she's like, what are you holding on to in your life? Or what are you not doing? Or what are you letting get in the way of your desires and what you want for your family to reach those goals? Are you, because number one, they're delaying you from ever getting there, or number two, they're hindering you from ever reaching those goals. And so I had to think, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could go another year and teach and be a director, but I would be delaying my success. I would be delaying, and not even just my success, but I would have been delaying your success too. And so when I started thinking about that, I was like, oh my goodness, like, how can I do shares with everybody? How can I meet for welcomes at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon? Like, my time would be so much more limited for you guys, that we would have not only been hindering and delaying my goals and what I see in my vision for the unit, but then I would have been tied to yours too. And so when I thought about that, I had to quit. I had to quit in order to not delay another year of my goals as well as yours. And so that was a big step for me. Like, I mean, I cried and cried and cried about it. Like, guys, I'm a teacher. Like, I was a teacher for 11 years. I even started learning, like, taking classes as a teacher when I was 14. Like, I was doing the vocational early childhood development classes in high school. Like, since I was 14, my brain and my mindset was teach, education, children. And so quitting that was scary. Quitting that was getting out of my comfort zone, what I've known my whole life, basically. But it was something I needed to do. And I'm not saying go out and quit all your jobs, but that's a commitment that I made to get myself, that I had to separate myself from, to get myself to no longer delay my success and no longer delay your success too. So what choices are you making so that there is no sense of wonder and no sense of what if I do this tomorrow, or what if I do this next month, or what if I wait another year, or whatever? Like, do you want to look back and say, what if I did it differently? Do you want to look back and say, I wonder if I would have been more consistent? I wonder if I would have done this many bookings a week, or whatever. If you're thinking like that and you're ever going to have that, like, kind of struggle, then you want to make that change now. For me, I didn't want to get a year from now and look back and wonder, what if I would have done this, this, and this, and not been teaching that week to meet my goals? Would I have been able to do that? And so when I thought like that, I was like, no brainer, I have to quit. And so no matter what level you are, having your weekly plan shows you what your daily efforts are going to be, and they're going to get you closer to your goal. So I know I'm going over on time, but I want you to think, like Mary Kay said, nothing happens until somebody says something, right? Or until somebody sells something. And so whenever you think about that, I feel like at first that sounds like, oh yeah, you're right, you got to sell product. Nothing happens until you sell something. But I feel like that phrase and that quote that she said is so much bigger, because there's so much more behind that sale that comes out of that sale. Before the sale, you have to hold the party. Before the party holds, you have to coach the party. Before you can coach the party, you have to book a party. Before you can book the party, you actually have to sit down and book them and have that time. Before you have that time to book, and have those leads to book, you need to do lead generating. And so when we think like that, when I'm thinking about that phrase, it all starts with lead generating. It all starts with, in order to book, in order to sell, you have to do the work. You have to lead generate. And so whether that's referrals, whether that's events, whether that's rose promos at restaurants, whether that's honoring working women, warm chatting, facial bags, whatever it is, you want to make sure that not only are you devoting your time allotments each week for your parties, whether that's 1 party or 5 parties a week, you also have to allot that amount of time for lead generating. So that way you have the bookings there. And so whenever you think for September coming up, we need to make sure that we're developing those healthy habits. And so I want you to focus for the month of September on lead generating and bookings. That's what I want your mindset to be on, lead generating and booking. And so I want you to figure out how many parties you need to book in a month to reach your desired goals. And then I want you to take that down to faces, and then take that down to booking attempts. How many booking attempts do you have to do? And so here's what I'm talking about. If this like math, you're not able to figure it out. So for me, I want to see 100 faces. So if we average about 4 faces per party, I know that I need to see 25 parties in 1 month. That means I'm going to book 6 parties a week, or not book, but I'm going to hold 6 parties a week. That's my goal, 6 parties a week. If I need to hold 6 parties in a week, that means I need to book 12 parties a week. Well, that means if I need 12 parties on my books each week, I need to be doing 120 booking attempts. Now, if you're very part-time, this is probably freaking you out right now, but don't worry. 120 booking attempts. Now, where did I get 120 from? That's because on average, 1 in 10 leads that you have are going to book with you. Now, perfect example. I went and did a restaurant promo on Friday. I got 10 leads. I booked 1 party so far from that today. That's average. That's it. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm not going to be upset. I'm celebrating in that one success. So I need to do 110 more this week if I want to get my 12 parties booked. Now, there's the bubble tracking sheet that you can use. It's on Brandy's website to track and fill in to see what your booking averages are. But typically, average-wise, it's 1 in 10. And so if for me, in order for me to have 120 booking leads to contact each week, I need to have those 120 leads there. So I'm also going to be focused on what I need to do the lead generating in order to be able to have my 120 bookings for that week. Because I don't want next week to come and I went through all my referrals, all my facial bags, all my promo stuff that I have, and then it's like, oh, well, this week I only have 40, so I'm only going to do 40 attempts. Nope. I'm going to have to make a way, find a way, and figure out what I'm going to do to get all the way up to 120, because my goal for next month, I want to be consistent. I want to develop that habit to carry through for 100 faces a week or a month. 100 faces a week, 100 faces a month at 120 bookings a week to get there. Now, if you're a growing consultant, then your average is 50 faces a week or 50 faces a month. So 50 faces a month, that's 12 parties in a month. That averages 3 to 4 parties a week. So you need to book 6 to 8 parties a week in order to hold 3 to 4. So that would be 60 booking attempts to book 6 parties. So each week, 60 booking attempts if you are a growing consultant, minimum. Now, when I was getting myself into DIQ, I did 100 booking attempts each week to get myself into DIQ. Now, if you're a part-time consultant and you're 30 faces a month, that's 2 to 3 parties a week, 8 parties a month. So 8 to 10 parties in a month. So that would be about 40 booking attempts for you. Now, if you are half that, when you want to see 15 faces, you just do 20 booking attempts a week and book 1 party a week. So have 2 on your books each week, so 1 will actually hold. Those numbers, if you need help with those and you feel like you have a special circumstance and you want to reach out to me because it's confusing for you, by all means do. Let me know what your goal is, how many faces you want to see, and then I can help you kind of adjust to see. But I want us to not worry about the dollar signs, not worry about the cancellations, not worry about the, whatever, I don't even know. The ones who tell you stop calling me or whatever. Don't worry about that. Have your sole focus be lead generating and bookings each week. When you're consistent about that and you've committed to doing that amount of bookings, whatever it is, each week, and you just stick with that, your rewards from that are going to be so much greater. When I was doing that in January, I was diligently tracking 100 bookings a week. I didn't care about what my outcomes were out of that because I knew my numbers already. I knew if I did 100, I was going to book 10. And so that's all I did. And up until recently, that was my highest month in commissions that I made. I got 4 team members. That at that time was my largest amount of recruiting I've done, all because I stayed committed. I gave myself a goal, I gave myself a task, and I did it. So what I want you guys to text me is text me your number of bookings that you're planning on doing each week. And then I know you're going to work diligently and be committed to that. And I get to walk alongside with you and help you and coach you and support you in finding those leads. Don't worry about finding the leads. You're going to be able to do it, I promise. So just figure out what your number of bookings would be and then stay committed to that all through the whole month of September. Also, don't forget, if you need help with your weekly plan sheet, I'm there for you too. And then get that preferred customer program submitted, even if you just enter yourself, so you could order the new products earlier than everybody else. At least just do that. Okay, have a great night and enjoy your week.